with that being said, we hop into game 1 of a brand new series. Spawning here to the top left side of the map. We see him again for the like 4th time tonight. It's
Future.
And to the bottom right, you have the blue Protoss. It's Root Gaming's
Puck.
So one thing I kind of wish I did is I wish I knew the scores of special series instead of leaving them spoiler free to cast. Because the one big question about the brackets tonight is not... Well, there's a lot of questions because we're not going to have a lot of scores to report. Oh my god, Future, you're actually wild. But I really wonder how well Special's games did. Special is undeniably one of the better players in this tournament, but he's also not guaranteed to 2-0 everybody. If Special went 1-1 with even half the people, then that wouldn't even set him up for first place in the group. In fact, at the moment, and again, not all games have been played, but at the moment, I think Tilo and Silky are maybe the contenders for top in the group. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, obviously we'll find out as these games all wrap up and as we get more of the games played out, but yeah, with Jon Snow and Special being a mystery, I think at the moment with tonight's live matches, Silky and TLO are currently the ones to look to get out of group, but that is getting way too ahead of ourselves. We're nowhere close to making that assessment. Now this is really cool. I thought this was just going to be like a proxy for the sake of a proxy. I really like the bunker add-on to this quite a bit. The Zealot will get kited around. It's whatever. What's the follow-up look like? Well, usually you don't go for a second Reaper because an Adept will be out and they'll smash your Reaper. But if this SCV can live long enough to finish up this bunker... Oh, he's not going to. He's dead. Oh my god! Because if that bunker finished up and a Marine sat inside of it... Oh, he's actually pulled another SCV. Because yeah, this is how valuable this is. If this bunker finishes up and he puts a Marine inside of it, he can hold his ground at the natural base. It's a spot for the Reaper to retreat back to, but it's also pressure on a Nexus. Like, it doesn't seem like much, but one Marine can tear down that Nexus. 2 Marines, 3 Marines. Like, you know, the point is once one's in this bunker, more will come. And going back to it, this is... Oh, this is so cool. He's put down another bunker. If he micros between the two of them, it is possible that the SCV survives and the Stalker doesn't kill it. There's actually so much in this bunker. If Puck says, you know what, I'm just gonna go across the map, I'm not gonna deal with you at home, totally an option, obviously, but there's gonna be defenses at home. There's a Cyclone on the way. That Stalker's already in the yellow. Reaper's in the main base. The Stalker can't walk back up to the main. More probes are dying to this. I can't... This one barracks, like, super not committed attack. Okay, there's the surround. This was a big deal. That Reaper had the potential to kill so many more probes. Oh, you're getting a little ahead of himself there, realizing, wait a minute. That's right. I can't walk out of the bunker. Has to walk back into it. But the big thing is, if this Nexus goes down, this was more than worth it for Future. If the Nexus does not go down and the Reaper's not still alive to pick off probes, there's a lot of ways this doesn't work out for Future. But to me, this is looking like this should not... Wait, he's building a tech lab. Oh my god, is he gonna put Marauders in here? Is he insane? What is going on right now? Okay, so we kite the Zealot down. That's no problem. Next game! Future takes game 1. I mean, who can play? That is the appropriate response, honestly. That got way too out of hand. You look whiter than me. I know. You know what? This sounds like a dumb joke, but I think there's some like weird level of selection that went into this. I unfortunately... My brother is 2 years younger than me. And somehow that generation of kids was not as intolerant as the generation I grew up with. I had to deal with like a ton of racist stuff growing up. And I feel like my body just like became fatter and whiter to adjust. Now people don't know I'm Asian and I haven't had to deal with any racist stuff. In fact, actually, there was a moment, it was just so awkward. This is from a few months back. We were just at an intersection, just me and just like random people. And like there's some really bad drivers who don't understand the right of way, and this white guy leans over to me. He's like, fucking Asian people on my right. And I'm like, dog, don't talk to me. Who the fuck are you? Anyways, No, that's obviously not how evolution works. It's for a joke. But it's game number 2. Score put up on the board. It is the next game, as we put. To the bottom right, we have the blue Protoss.
Puck.
And his opponent to the top left, the red Terran.
Future.
Yeah, my story and my past, we'll save that for a Draw My Life series or something. Right? Isn't that what most people on YouTube do? For this, though, Future's done more of the same, but not really. And this is so clever, in my opinion, for a follow-up. So let's say Puck scouts, right? First, Puck will probably check his own natural a little deeper. Just to make sure there's nothing hidden back there. Yeah, I love that he did that. But when he goes, if he were to have scouted Future, he would have seen no barracks and thought, oh, great, he's doing it to me again. Instead, the barracks is just placed outside for a bit of a mind game. Kind of similar to like in PvP when you have those fake proxy pylons put out there, just as a way to kind of mess with your opponent's read of the situation. Very similar, just that happened here with Future. And just didn't work out because Puck didn't scout, but it's not the end of the world because it wasn't a commitment. And funny enough, that Marine going across the battlefield might seem like a waste. This is hitting at about a regular timing to see what's going on. Even if the Adept were to kill this, it scouts the Nexus, and that's pretty valuable info. Unlike a Reaper, it can't hop up, and unlike an SCV, it's not fast enough to get in here and see what's in the main. But frankly, there's not a lot to scout as a consequence of this being an expansion. And I think Future knows that too. So he'll just chill out with the Marine down around the 3rd, try and find the 3rd base timing if he can. But yeah, he's got a pretty good scout off of this. And his opening was awkward. It's an armory. Wait a minute. Is this Drilling Claws? Wait a minute. Is he actually doing Drilling Claws? Because if he is, I love it. Rifkin's evolved into a generic American. Wait, that doesn't make sense because he's not American. Truth. As it turns out, being Canadian means I'm not American. But okay, sorry, going back to this. This upgrade is nuanced, and oftentimes you still do this with like a medevac drop. The idea here is by rushing this out faster, the medevac is later. But excuse me a sec. I had a cough and a yawn together. That was awkward. Hopefully I muted that properly. But yeah, by having this out sooner, the Drilling Claws is done much, much faster. So while normally you wouldn't really have the opportunity to walk a Widow Mine somewhere and burrow it before dying, not only could he do that in this situation, but detection is going to be severely lacking for Puck. Puck's actually a little supply blocked right now with a Chrono Boost going into this for the Warp Prism. I'm so sorry to point that out, Puck. Oh god, it's so bad though. This is actually a terrible, terrible supply block. Oh god. But the reason this is going to hurt more than usual, right? The reason I point this out, yeah, he has to cancel the Warp Prism because the timing on an Observer is so much more valuable. And remember, up to this point, Puck doesn't really have like a great idea of what's going on. Like, he sees a tech lab, he sees a factory, but he's seen nothing else. Even if he were to assume regular Widow Mine drop, this is going to be such a big surprise, and the Observer might not even be in position. Because the other benefit to the Drilling Claws upgrade is not only does it allow the Widow Mines to burrow faster, but it allows them to stay cloaked after shooting off their payload. So detection will 100% be necessary, and this drag and drop out of Future I think is going to be pretty brutal. Puck's got really good reaction. Actually, we're going to go on Puck's camera. So we're watching what Puck sees right now. He sees these 2 Widow Mines. Sees the burrow. Oh, that second one reached, though. He's not looking at the main. He's not looking at the main. Okay, looks at the main, pulls these probes away, but he stacks them up when he pulls. It's a little scary. All right, back on everyone's vision. A little terrifying there. 2 of the Widow Mines get out alive. 13 probes die. This was really bad. This was actually, for Future, obviously really good. For Puck, the problem remains that he's not going to know where these are at all times. Shield battery won't mitigate the damage on this. I mean, at best case scenario, Future gets like another 7 probe hit or something, but it's the threat of these that I think is pretty terrifying. It does take 2 Widowmine shots to kill a Phoenix, by the way, dudes. So I don't know if you just caught that. He did manually target the Widowmine shot onto the Phoenix with the second Widowmine, but it flew out of range. So he almost pulled that off. But yeah, I think these will be really good going forward too, because I mean, tanks have their role in the game, and I'm surprised tanks are the priority here. I think drilling claws are just gonna be Widowmine's gonna be so much more chaos to deal with, both in the back line and on the front line. By the way, more Widowmines came in, and more Widowmines gonna arm here and fire off on more probes. Now there's a disruptor, and there's a bit of a problem over here because Future doesn't actually have a great way to deal with this. Oh god! So hey, there's some tit for tat. Puck pays back these Widowmine shots with some disruptor play of their own, and back on the other side, I feel more disruptors are coming out. Sure. This is what the dynamic of tanks versus Widowmines is really interesting to me, right? Like, you have the tank set up here to try and shoot the disruptor once it gets unloaded from the medevac. Excuse me, once unloaded from the warp prism. But it can't, neither of these can shoot the warp prism. Whereas if you just had 2 Widowmines here, you could probably just kill a warp prism or a Viking or whatever the mix is. He knows where this is coming from though. Oh, disruptor shot, a little bit too short. What is this statement? Azuluza, you have about 30 seconds to explain yourself or apologize. Because not only was that like an incorrect thing, it was just mean for no reason. Unless I'm completely misunderstanding this. These double disruptor drops being juggled. I mean, this is actually a staple move of Puck. Puck for their entire career has probably been best known for things like Colossus dropping and disruptor dropping and just basically using the warp prism in general. You know what, guys? I just opened up Azulza's chat history. And the last thing he said prior to this was he's half nice because he's half Japanese. What? All right, dude. Goodbye. Not dealing with whatever that is. Where are my mods at tonight? You know, the disruptor tank dynamic here is very similar to the lurker disruptor dynamic. Although, you know, we live in... I'll never understand. Disruptors outrange siege tanks, so that pisses me off. But I think, you know, if this becomes a real problem, Future could always invest in some Vikings. I'm a little concerned about the bio, though. Sorry, I had to turn off my phone, apparently. I did not turn on Do Not Disturb mode. The Marauder counter is really high. Like, in general, I think like an A move to A move battle probably favors Future. But that's the thing, Puck's not going to try and give him an A move battle, right? There should be a lot of nuances here with force fields and ideally disruptor shots. I mean, disruptors excel. Oh, wait a minute. Future's pulled the boys. Oh no! Two second Marauders lost to the back line. Here's the thing, when you pull SCVs, this works best in situations where like they don't have area of effect damage to deal with this. I don't actually really love the SCV pull here at all. But he's gonna go for brute force, and he's going for broke. Pushes up in that front line, Puck's down in supply, but let's not forget those disruptors in the back are coming off cooldown, and everything's stacked up on the force fields. Colossus getting big damage here. Does it have big kills though? 13 so far. Marauders continue to push forward. Army supply for Future is ahead. And +1 weapons is tearing through things here. But as these disruptors come off cooldown, there's a chance Puck gets like a miracle shot that changes the game. I'm not saying he will, but this is... Oh no, he lost the disruptor shot. Now he definitely won't. Future's got this in the bag. Up 50-something army supply. Mostly Marauders. If this was Marines, it'd be a different story, but it's not. It's Marauders. It's siege tanks. It's bigger, heavier hitting units. GG. GG. Future takes a 2-0, putting him right up there with TLO. Now we have one last live match to cast tonight. That's going to be Silky versus Puck. We'll get that sorted in a moment. We of course have this Raider battle going. Oh, I need to update the scores here. What was that? Future Silky. Or excuse me. No, Puck Future. What am I doing here? Where's Puck and Future on this? There, Future with 2-0. So whose scores am I missing tonight? Here's here's the full list of what we have so far if you haven't seen the brackets. So TLO and Jon Snow, did they? Hey TLO, if you're still in chat, did you get to play Jon Snow? Do you have a score report for that? Fuck for special, we won't know because of replays. We won't know 5 of these matches because we have to wait on replays. So it looks like yeah, Jon Snow's scores and special scores are the only ones we won't know tonight. We'll find out Puck and Silky here in a bit.